I'm going to walk you through how to take one long video and instantly turn it into a full roster of snackable platform-ready clips in minutes instead of hours. Follow along as I show you how this AI tool finds the best moments, auto-edits them into viral-ready clips, and then scales them across all your formats. This process lets you stay consistent without completely burning all of your valuable time. Trust me, once you see this workflow, you will stop hoarding raw footage and start publishing content constantly. Okay, first things first, you have two main ways to get your content into the system. You can use the built-in uploader and editing tools, which are super fast and totally fine for most creators. Alternatively, you can do your heavy lifting in Premiere or Final Cut and just upload your finished master file later. I usually just upload a raw, long-form recording, like a podcast episode or a live stream, and let the AI do the initial heavy lifting. The system is specifically optimized for exactly that kind of source material. Right now on my screen, I have a full 42-minute episode loaded up and ready to process. The entire task is to extract tons of short, punchy clips that are ready to post across TikTok, Reels, Shorts, and X. We're going to rely on three core features: auto-edit for finding the best moments, smart reformat for aspect ratios, and auto-schedule to handle publishing. But there's definitely more nuance to this process, so make sure you're following every step. Step 1 is simple. Click Upload and drop in your complete full-length video file. While that file is analyzing, which takes just a few minutes based on length, the AI scans for high engagement patterns. It specifically looks for things like sudden energy spikes, big laughs, applause, vocal peaks, and even important on-screen text. That deep analysis is truly the secret sauce that makes sure the resulting clips are actually worth people's time. Once the analysis is complete, switch over to the Auto Edit tab on your dashboard. Here, Vizard presents a timeline populated with suggested clip highlights based on its findings. You absolutely do not have to use every suggestion. The AI is simply pointing out everywhere it thinks a viewer will stop scrolling. I highly recommend starting by previewing just the top 8 to 12 best suggested picks first. Most of the time, the AI perfectly nails those initial hooks. A sentence that really slaps, a joke that lands, or a genuinely surprising statistic. If you've ever used tools that just slice your video into equal boring bits, you already know how lame that result feels. Vizard's suggestions, however, are completely context-aware, which is a massive difference. Here's a crucial pro tip. You need to set your target clip length before proceeding. If you are aiming for TikTok or Instagram Reels, you should generally target between 15 and 45 seconds. For YouTube Shorts, a slightly wider range of 20 to 60 seconds usually works best for pacing. I personally set mine to 25 to 40 seconds because that often strikes the best balance between context and absolute punchiness. After setting the range, just hit apply and the system will automatically trim the start and end points of each clip. This smart trimming preserves the natural cadence, so those jump cuts feel much smoother and more organic to the viewer. Next, click into one of those chosen clips to see the auto-generated edit interface. You will immediately see the jump cuts, any automatic B-roll suggestions if you uploaded extra footage, and the auto captions appear. The captioning engine is surprisingly accurate right out of the box, but you can still edit any line directly in the editor. Feel free to fix a mispronounced name, adjust punctuation, or inject a timely call to action right into the text. I always make sure the very first caption line functions perfectly as the main on-screen hook, that first sentence that grabs attention. Then, I like to bold a key phrase within the body text to make sure that important message really pops out. You can also swap out the cover frame right here. The system suggests several thumbnails, or you can easily upload your own custom image. Now, let's dive into one of the absolute coolest features, the Smart Reformat function. After you finalize your clip in its native ratio, click that Reformat button to instantly generate versions for vertical, square, and landscape. Unlike dumb crop tools that just blindly chop off the edges, this Smart Crop actively tracks faces, text, and movement to keep the subject framed. That intelligent tracking is huge when you are working with talking head footage or demonstrations where on-screen text is absolutely vital. Here's a powerful pro tip. Create your initial edits in 4 core aspect ratios first. I recommend vertical, square, horizontal, and a mid-size ratio like 4.5 or 2.1 to act as your anchors. The reason for this is that a frame that looks perfect vertically might need a tiny text adjustment specifically for the square version. Starting with these few anchors significantly reduces the amount of manual tweaking you have to do later in the process. For instance, I take my absolute best clip and export those 4 main ratio versions to review them individually. In the vertical version, I typically push the captions towards the top third so they don't interfere with platform UI overlays at the bottom. For the square format, my focus is always ensuring the primary visual punchline lands right in the dead center. Crucially, the system preserves the original timing of all cuts and transitions, so the overall vibe stays consistent across every format. Once you are happy with those 4 anchor exports, you simply hit Generate More Formats and select every other ratio you need. The tool then replicates all your existing edits and intelligently applies that smart cropping to the new versions automatically. It will also duplicate captions and music levels, though you can always go in and fine-tune anything individually if necessary. This right here is where you truly start to feel the massive time savings accumulate throughout your week. What used to take hours of tedious manual recropping and realignment becomes a simple, automated batch job. Let's briefly discuss captions and thumbnails again, because frankly, those elements are what drive initial retention. The system auto-generates captions and even suggests punchy, scroll-stopping headlines for you. I always tweak that first-line headline to be even hookier, something like, "You won't believe this," or "I tried X so you don't have to." For thumbnails, Vizard pulls a few suggested frames, allowing you to overlay text quickly right within the tool. Remember, a great thumbnail combined with a strong hook in the first 2 seconds is the proven formula for higher audience retention rates. The next logical step is the batch quality check across your newly generated set of clips. There will usually be just a few clips where the crop or a caption needs just a tiny manual nudge in the right direction. Fixing those few outliers typically takes less than 10 minutes of total effort before you are ready to move on to scheduling. This is the part where Vizard truly proves its immense value, the auto schedule and content calendar integration. Click the schedule button, and you can either set a specific posting frequency or let the system suggest optimal windows based on historical data. I often set it to publish every other day for 2 full weeks for a single episode, but customize it to match whatever your strategy dictates. The content calendar view gives you an invaluable bird's-eye perspective of everything scheduled, posted, and ready to go live. You can easily drag and drop items to reschedule, add detailed notes for the caption writer, or assign review tasks to team members. That single pane of glass approach is far superior to juggling separate spreadsheets, a social scheduler, and a huge folder of exported clips. Let's quickly compare this to the manual route. Using Premiere alongside a separate external scheduler costs you precious time and often needs an extra person to handle all the uploads. Other simple AI clippers will snip content, but they almost always fail to provide the necessary scheduling integration, or they butcher the aspect ratio crops. Then you have the massive enterprise suites that do similar things, but their high pricing and extreme complexity make them a non-starter for solo creators. This solution hits that perfect sweet spot. Smarter than a basic clipper, simpler and cheaper than enterprise-level systems, and it has the scheduler built right in. Another handy feature that scales incredibly well is the ability to store metadata and posting templates. You can save default caption structures, essential hashtag sets, and standard call to action phrases. This means every clip you schedule can automatically include your preferred tag cluster and the correct platform tagging for any collaborators. Those small, intelligent touches multiply their value when you are pushing out 20 or 30 clips from just a single source episode. Finally, we arrive at the analytics dashboard once your content is live across the platforms. Vizard pulls in the actual performance metrics, so you can immediately see which formats and which hooks are actually resonating with your audience. Over time, this incoming data feeds directly back into the AI suggestions, teaching it to pick clips more aligned with proven audience success. It truly creates one of those virtuous cycles, where better data automatically leads to better, more effective auto edits. Before I wrap up the demonstration, here are a couple of essential real-world workflow tips to keep in mind. First, make it a habit to identify 3 to 5 core hooks per episode. A bold claim, a funny story, a surprising stat, or a practical tip. Those pre-identified hooks are almost always going to become your highest performing clips in the end. Second, never be afraid to rework the exact same clip's caption and thumbnail slightly for different platforms to match their native language. Third, if you collaborate with a dedicated designer, you can export the edits as project files so they can polish overlays in Photoshop if needed. Now, let's quickly review the entire flow one last time to ensure everything is super crystal clear. Start by uploading your long video and letting the system perform its deep AI analysis. Next, use the Auto Edit feature to efficiently select those high-value moments that are primed to perform well. Tweak the captions and thumbnails, create your 4 anchor aspect ratios using Smart Reformat, and then generate the rest in a batch. Do a fast final quality check on everything, and then move directly into auto-scheduling from the content calendar. By investing a little focused time upfront, you will be publishing days' worth of high-quality content with almost no ongoing effort. Thanks so much for sticking with me through this entire demo. I hope it gave you a clear picture of this powerful content engine. If you found this walkthrough helpful in saving your time, please smash that like button and subscribe to stay updated with more system tips. I'll be dropping more walkthroughs on content systems that genuinely save you time. And I'll see you in the very next video.